I just got done talking to a few people here at the Esplanade House, and I have to say that my ideas about what gets people into situations like this has really changed. I thought that a lot of the reasons for homelessness had to do with drug or alcohol abuse, and I was really wrong. A lot of it just has to do with poor life decisions, death of a family member. There's a number of various reasons that gets people into situations such as this where they're stuck into a life of poverty. And I'm really thankful for the Esplanade House because they really do great things for families, and they really go the extra mile to help out the kids and do all the extracurricular activities with them and the accelerated reading program. I just think it's great, and I'm really excited to know that there are places out here, especially in Chico, that do this kind of thing for the community. Hi, I'm here at Emma Wilson after visiting the Esplanade House, and I just thought it would be important to come and talk to a teacher firsthand about how poverty affects her classroom and the school
My name
as
is
a whole.
Teresa Tyndall, and I am a second grade teacher at Emma Wilson. We have 665 students at Emma Wilson, and I have 31 students in my class. We aren't told who is and who is not disadvantaged economically, and so Nutrition Services does know. They do have all the numbers. We are not told which students do receive free and reduced lunch and who does not receive free and reduced lunches. So really, we do not know unless parents tell us, or it's very possible if they live at the Esplanade House. I have a student that said she lives at a motel room, and so then I might follow it up with mom, talk with mom through parent conferences. We find out, parents tell us that they're staying in a motel room. Usually it might be through the students first, and then I follow it up with the parents, and definitely a parent conference usually. They're very tired. I had the child that lived in the motel room was very tired because she lived with 3 other siblings in its one room, and she had 2 siblings that were very small, tiny, and they would wake her up in the middle of the night. They were all in one bed together. So it affects their sleep, obviously their food. They don't have snack at school, so they're very hungry. Often they do get free or reduced lunch, but usually free lunch, but they have to wait all the way till 11:30 to get that. So I'm not quite sure what they've had for breakfast. They definitely don't have a snack, and so a lot of times they're very hungry. So it really it distracts them because they're worried about the hunger, and that's what they're thinking about. I have a snack cabinet that parents donate to. I bring things so that everybody has a chance to have a snack. Also, I try to get services through PTA. If there's children that need shoes, PTA will donate shoes. I have volunteers in our classroom. I have Grandma Louisa that volunteers in our classroom, and she noticed that somebody needed clothes and shoes, so actually she went out and bought some. So there's always people who are willing to help. We just have to know that they need it. We also give out free Thanksgiving dinners through Azad's Martial Arts this year that we give names to him, and then they choose the families and they give free Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners. So students, and again, this is a student from the Esplanade House. He, it's really sad. He comes in shorts every day. Sometimes they're just not ready for the weather. They're not ready for winter. A lot of times he doesn't have underclothes on, any underwear, anything on under. So, he has to worry all day whether his shorts are going to get. One day he tore his shorts. There was nothing underneath, and he was very embarrassed. We did handle it. Not a lot of kids knew about it. We just kind of snuck him to the nurse's office, and there's extra clothes there for kids that need it. Our school receives a report every year regarding our test scores from the spring, our state test scores. And last year, our test scores came back that we needed to improve in certain areas because we have subgroups. In our Hispanic or Latino subgroup, they were not reaching the test scores that we needed, and the socioeconomically disadvantaged students, the SED students, did not meet the requirements or did not meet the score. Their scores were not high enough according to the state. So what we do as a staff is we look at these scores and we say, okay, how can we raise these scores? What can we do? So we work very hard to make sure that we, first through testing, find out what kids know and what they need to know. And then we have a tiered system. Tier 2 are for students that are a little bit below grade level, and we offer them at least a half an hour daily in extra help in reading and in math. And tier 1 students, or tier 3 students are the students that are 2 years below grade level. So we designate those students, a lot of SED students are 2 years, 1 or 2 years below grade level. And so what we do, those students that are in tier 3, that are 2 years below grade level, they receive an hour of instruction at their level, along with the instruction at their grade level. So they're getting an hour extra every day. So we make sure through our school system that these students are first acknowledged, we know who they are, and also they're given extra services throughout the school day to help bring them up to grade level. The student that I have that lives in the motel room, she has 3 siblings here at school. She has a sibling at home, and then her mom's pregnant with a 5th child. So mom doesn't have transportation. It's not able to get to school. So we have a kindergarten teacher that went to pick her up, brought her to school. Between the kindergarten teacher and the 4th grade teacher and I that share the siblings, we created a day where she could meet with each of us in a row, so she didn't have to come back and forth to school. So she met with the 4th grade teacher, and then after that meeting was done, they escorted her down to here, which is a 2nd grade classroom, which she hasn't seen before. So she came and she sat with me. Well, during this meeting, the kindergarten teacher brought in lunch because she knew this mom hadn't eaten lunch all day. We wanted her to stay throughout these 3 full meetings. So while mom was eating lunch, I held my conference, and then after my conference, the kindergarten teacher held her conference, and then after the conferences, all 3 conferences were over, the kindergarten teacher drove her home, and that's what we have to do sometimes, is pick them up, drive them home, to make sure that they get to school. This mom was very surprised that her kids were low. Because when I told her during my conference that her daughter was really, really low, she said, oh, the brother in the 4th grade is really low too. She was kind of shocked. But in the same breath, she also told me that last year her husband, or the father of the children, had custody, and he didn't take them to school, and he didn't have really good people around the kids, so they had really bad influences around them, so they missed a lot of school. And so she received the kids back. She has custody now, and so now the kids are going to school, but they're really far behind. And she was surprised to hear. After the meetings, it looked like the little girl kept telling me her stepdad was helping her. Her stepdad was helping her. So it sounds like people at home were starting to help her with their spelling tests and helping her with reading a little bit more, because I heard more comments from her regarding getting help from stepdad. So I think hopefully they heard us, and they're working at home a little bit more with what they can. I have a student this year that his mom is in rehab, so he needed to live with his grandfather, and his grandfather is on full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours oxygen. So his grandpa has a lot of difficulty taking care of himself. And so now grandpa has a 2nd grader and a kindergartner to take care of. Grandpa last year was living in his RV because that's what he loved to do. And he parked his RV out in front of his daughter's house. Well, his daughter needed to go to rehab, so now he's in this small apartment with these 2 boys. He had him at 2 different schools because just of how the enrollment went, we were too full in kindergarten. So one boy was at our school, another boy was at Citrus. So this all kind of came out through parent conferences, which is at the end of October. So through September and October, I really didn't know that his mom wasn't with him and he was with his grandpa, and he didn't have his homework turned in. He would keep losing his backpack. So I gave him another backpack and wrote his name on it. And so when his grandpa came to the parent conference, I was really impressed because his grandpa has so much to take care of, and now he's out of his day. He's making sure he's at school. He's attending a parent conference. So throughout this parent conference, I was told that his little brother is at Citrus. And I just knew that's too much. That's too much for anyone to have to go to take care of two kids at two different schools, two different pickup times. So I went to the office and I said, we need a Form 10 for this brother. And within 2 weeks, his brother was moved to our school so that Grandpa can drop them both off at the same time. Brothers can see each other at recess time, see each other before and after school, and they're much happier. And that was kind of a nice success story that came out of parent conference.
So after talking to Teresa Tyndall at Emma Wilson, I realized that there are a lot more kids in need in Chico than I ever imagined. And I think it's really important as a future teacher to be aware of that situation in your classroom and in your school and in the community as a whole. There are things that you can do that can really affect the families. You can go out of your way to help them out like Teresa did. You can donate to organizations like the Jesus Center and the Esplanade House. And I think one of the most important things is just spreading awareness and knowing that this is a growing problem in Chico and it's something that we really have to take into consideration. So here I am at the end of my documentary. I've gone to the Jesus Center, the Esplanade House, and Emma Wilson School. I know that the journey's not going to stop here, and I know that now, after the things I've learned, I will continue to go out and search information to learn more about poverty in Chico and how it affects our schools. There are so many things that I have learned about myself through this project. In the beginning, I thought that I was comfortable around homeless or those in need, and I really realized that I have a lot of prejudice that I haven't really dealt with, that I never really came face to face with. Walking around the Jesus Center made me feel really uncomfortable. I felt like I was being judged, I was being watched, and I don't know, just coming in there, dressed differently, acting differently, really made me stand out from the crowd, and I really was put on the spot. Like I said, made me feel really uncomfortable. As a future teacher, hopefully here in Chico, I think that there are some really important things I can take away from this documentary. One of them is that I need to be aware of the kids in my class who are in need, and I need to provide for them because they aren't getting provided for at home. I need to have things readily available for them, such as extra clothes, extra food for snacks, and I really need to be involved with the parents and be one-on-one with them and make sure I can get them involved as much as possible, since I know that they're probably going to be working 1 or 2 jobs and taking care of entire families by themselves and really trying to get their own family back on their feet so they can live normal lives. Thanks for watching my documentary on poverty in the Chico Unified School District, and I hope that you learned as much as I did.